What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it sink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrup sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? This is the poem by Langston Hughes from which Lorraine Hansberry's Raisin in the Sun takes its title. The play was first produced in 1959, and I'll talk about the characters a little later, but Ruby Dee played one of the main characters and won a Best Actress award for that role, and Lester Young, or Younger rather, was played by Sidney Poitier, and he also won for Best Actor, a Tony that year. The play won for Best Drama and also for Best Direction. So 4 Tonys that year. This is really significant for a play that was the first Broadway play to feature an all-black cast. Now, why is this important? When we think about drama within the context of the United States, we have to go back to the mid-1800s, really early 1800s, about 1830, where blackface performance first really came into vogue in the States. Now, this was happening in London. It was happening in other places in the world where white entertainers would tar their face and put on what they considered to be the gestures, mannerisms, and folkloric expressions of blacks on plantations. So white performers would imitate what they thought were the gestures of slaves for the entertainment of popular American audiences. This continued throughout the 1800s until in the late 1800s, and by the early 20th century, black performers began doing the same thing. When we think about a play like The Real Coons, Cecil and Blake's early 1900s Broadway production, this was comedy. And so even to this day, when we think of a play or a movie like Spike Lee's Bamboozled, we realize that blackface performance and the notion of the black entertainer as comedic is very much in the culture in the United States, has been and continues to be. So for a play like A Raisin in the Sun to take home all of these Tony Awards for a dramatic play, for a dramatic feature on Broadway, was a really significant moment. This changed everything. Lorraine Hansberry creates a path for such playwrights as August Wilson, who wrote a century cycle. That is, he wrote one play for each decade of the 20th century, also unprecedented. No other playwright accomplished that. But Wilson would be the first to say that without Lorraine Hansberry, he couldn't have accomplished what he accomplished. So here again is just a little framing of why this play is so significant. Lorraine Hansberry also died an untimely and early death. So we really don't have a large body of work from her, which gives an added prestige to this single, really important play.